Shout out to Elite Forklifts and Access Equipment. They're your go-to for short and long-term rentals on forklifts and access machines. Plus, they handle all the servicing, maintenance and delivery too. They also supply portable toilets and showers for events and construction.
Also, if you mention the High Speed Garage podcast when you call, you will get a 10% discount on hire and transport. So for all your equipment and amenity needs, remember Elite Forklifts and Access Equipment. And don't forget the High Speed Garage discount.
No, don't press go yet.
Too late.
Everybody out there, I want to know who wants to go fast? Let's go 120.
Welcome back to the High Speed Garage. Yes, that's right. You're hearing my voice, not Joel's, because Joel decided to leave us for a couple of weeks.
Don't change.
So it's just me and Hayden here this week. So first off, I've got to thank Elite Forklifts and Access Equipment, Contrast Printing, and Chops Anodizing for keeping this garage open.
Thank you very much, guys.
How you going, Hayden? What have you been up to?
It's been a weekend. Didn't get to go to the RAF Open Day. That was at
Thank Christ.
Richmond. Oh my God, the amount of Karens that were bitching and moaning about the traffic.
Oh yeah,
all the way through Richmond. I was working on Saturday morning and I didn't even go anywhere near Windsor. Usually I'd go straight through the middle of Windsor. Man, I just went all the way back roads, all the way through North Richmond.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolute garbage. Yeah, I would have stayed right away from that.
They did warn everybody it was going to be shit though. So you've only got yourself to blame if you're stuck in it.
Yeah, if you didn't listen, it's your fault.
Yeah, there was plenty of warnings.
Yeah. Well, my weekend, I think my headphones are going weird. This is Joel's fault. It's because Joel's not here. My weekend, obviously worked Saturday, went down to a bit of a party down the river somewhere, and then headed up to Newcastle and did the cell test.
Oh yeah, that's where you had to go.
Yeah, I had to go up to the place where the Joe Junior boat is.
Is that because you're a little retarded and missed the Sydney one?
I'm a lot a bit retarded. No, not a little bit.
How'd your cell test go?
It was really good. A couple of Sydney boys were up there. Liam Hearn come up with his old man because Liam wasn't able to make it last week.
Yep.
Ryan Ryan Constable wasn't able to make it because he was away. And Craig Bailey was actually up there with his son, Carlin. So I don't know why they weren't able to make it, but there's a couple of the Sydney crew up there, a few of the Newcastle crew. It's cool to just go and hang out, like in the pool.
Yeah.
It's a little bit cold, but the only way for me to get in the pool was I was forced by getting in the cell and doing the test. So as I go in the water, I'm concentrating on making sure I can breathe and get myself out of the cell. So I was already acclimatised before I actually noticed that it was cold.
Oh, did you go in the cell first and just get tipped in while you was raw, or was you in the pool cold and then got in the cell?
I was nice and dry and jumped in the cell and did my test. So I was...
Yeah, that's the go.
Yeah, I think it was better.
It's better to get that kind of shock. For yourself, anyway. Yeah,
for sure. And then so I just went and put my boardies on and gave the team a hand to roll the cell into the water because as it drops in, it wants to just sort of sit on its side and slowly fill up with water. So you got to force it around and hold it up so it's not sitting on the bottom of the pool. That'd be pretty rough.
I remember the first day we test drove that cockpit when it was new, and didn't think nothing of it, sinking to the bottom, and we had Chris Hearn in there, very first guy in the cockpit.
Oh, shit.
Went to the bottom, couldn't open the lid, obviously, because it's on the fucking bottom.
Yeah.
He didn't panic or nothing, he was chilled as. We lifted her up, but the diver come up, lift her up. Yep, we lifted her up, straight out, no dramas.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be pretty daunting, but I think knowing that as long as the air's working...
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can stay down there for half hour.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So the cell was pretty cool, and that was it for my weekend. I was pretty chill, but one thing I did want to remember, actually before I go, I did check out Andrew Walmsley's new boat.
I was going to ask, did you go and have a bit of a look
Yeah.
at that?
And I think a fair few people have an squiz at Andrew's boat, which, if people didn't know, that was the old Joe Jr. that went barrel rolling down at Mildura, at Melton a couple of years ago. Andrew's doing a new boat now, using a few bits of the old boat, and he's getting a bit of excitement again after getting stirred up.
Yeah. He's got her almost kind of ready.
Yeah, look, he's got a bolt a whole heap of stuff in, but he said that a lot of it was all pre fitted out before he put the final skin.
Yep.
So usually people will do like a flow coat, but everyone's starting to go a little bit flasher now, and this has got all the full carbon, black and grey carbon laid up in the bottom of the boat. It looks really nice. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool when it's done. It's still got the red on top and the white on the bottom.
Yep.
But one thing I wanted to mention, every time I finish up and I drive it home, I forget about other shit that I've remembered, that I was supposed to remember. So I've written it down. At the Spectacular, when I finished the C main final, it was pretty cool. I got invited up into the commentary booth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so did an interview with Craig Lynn and Dave Bishop, and then they invited me to come back and call Dad's race, which was a couple of races later, which was the A main final.
That's pretty cool.
Look, it was actually a really awesome experience, but I reckon it was 10 times more daunting than this, just talking on the microphone with my mates.
Yeah, that's because there's a million people around. Here it's just us. And if you have a fuck up, we can just delete. Well,
or just laugh at each other. But when you're trying to call a big race like that, and there's Scotty's camera looking at you, and you know everyone's watching you. It was an awesome experience, and like I was very happy to do it. But yeah, it's definitely daunting. And man, the professionalism from like Craig Lynn and Dave Bishop being able to throw out comments through the race.
Yeah.
I'm standing there just listening to Dave, and he's just talking away as if it's second nature.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
and
it is to him.
Well, it is second nature. Like, he's done it for a long time. But yeah, to try and even attempt to keep up is just like it's just a running battle.
Yeah. That's your weekend?
Yeah, that's my weekend. How'd you go?
I didn't do too much, to be honest with you. It was me wife's 30th birthday party on the weekend, so had that down at Dargle. Went and did that, run a bit of a mark, got her a stripper for her birthday. She didn't really appreciate it.
She didn't?
No, she didn't think it was funny. Everyone else did, but she didn't.
Oh, no, strippers are funny.
Anyway.
Even if it's doodles or boobies, it's still funny.
Anyway, after that, I was a bit rough Sunday morning. I was okay. I got up pretty early though, because I had to hook a boat to my car to tow it home, because Craig Bailey's got a new boat on the way, and he's dropped her off to me to get repainted. So I've got to make it look pretty. Yeah,
right. So it's already been sort of fitted out, and it's a complete boat.
I think he's done some of it, or probably most of it. And it's had some repairs done. So I've got to make those repairs look nice, and then make it all nice and shiny, and make it look like a Craig Bailey Marine boat, not what it looks like now.
Yeah, so this is for John Farnham to actually do another comeback.
I think he'll obviously have a run in it, but I think it's probably more for Carlin.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think Craig will probably drive it in the unlimited stuff, and Carlin will probably use like an SST and do the AFPGP series, I suppose.
Yeah, so it's more of a family setup.
Yeah. It
That'll
should be good. I'll make it look nice. He hasn't really given me many strict instructions, so I like it when that happens, because I can have a bit of free rein, throw my own bit of flair at it.
Yeah, so it's not going to just be a white boat.
No, she won't be plain white. It won't be too extravagant, because they don't like too much paint on the boat for weight.
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, I might even end up getting into it with a sander and sanding a heap of it off if there's a bit on there to try and lighten it up a bit for him. But yeah, after that, went home. So I set all that up for the missus to take it home. Like I put it on the car and checked the lights and did all that because I wasn't driving home because my motorcycle was out of Dougal, so I wanted to ride it home.
Yeah, you needed to get it home somehow.
Yeah, so I left pretty early, got home, did a bit of work, and then sat down and watched the Moto GP, which I'll get into when we get into the sports section. And I watched the Panthers and Broncos game.
Yeah, that wasn't really a good game for a Sydney sider, was it?
I was stoked because I put a multi on the weekend. So
You still got to wait for this weekend to see what.
the three grand finals, the AFL, the NRLW, and the NRL. I went Brisbane. Brisbane won the AFL. Both Brisbanes in the NRL got through to the final. The women are favourite, and the Broncos are just outside favourite.
Obviously I would have preferred to see Penrith get through last weekend. I'm not a massive NRL watcher, but obviously being a Hawkesbury person,
Living here.
being next door to Penrith, I'm sort of, lo and behold, a bloody Penrith fair supporter.
I didn't really care other than me bet, but it was nice to see the Panthers get knocked out because they knocked out my Bulldogs. So
yeah, well,
fuck
look,
the Panthers.
With the Broncos getting up, that means that Broncos are getting into the grand final, of course. So yeah, of course I'm going to go for the Broncos instead of the Storm because FUCK Melbourne.
Yeah, only weirdos come from down there.
Yep.
All right, yeah, that's about all I did. So let's get into sport.
Fucking meow.
Good transition. Well done. So I'm going to start on with supercars. Cameron, so I'll start off. There's bugger all going on. Next week we're going to talk about Bathurst. But
Yeah, we'll give a little preview of what we think's going to happen of Bathurst.
yeah, I think there's going to be a bit more excitement than last year, I hope. The supercar safety car rules have been tweaked. So they've gotten rid of the virtual safety car now, which is a good thing.
Yep.
That really destroyed a lot of racing last year because if anything happens on track, they just slow everyone down in their same position.
Yeah.
It doesn't bunch them up.
Nah.
So I reckon that's
Silly.
crap. So I wanted to run down where people's seats are looking at for next year.
Yep.
So I think I mentioned last week Cameron Hill. I definitely mentioned last week Bryce Fullwood has leaving BJR.
Yeah, you did say it.
And yeah, Cameron Hill's going to take his seat. Jack LeBrock, I reckon he's going to leave Erebus and jump back up to MSR, which is Cameron Hill's seat.
Yep.
And then
Is this what sort of the media's speculating, this is what you're speculating?
this is full media speculation. Like
Yeah, okay.
I'm just listening to him and
Yep.
and I'm agreeing.
It makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah. The bit that I don't really make sense of is the full driver lineup change that Premier's expected. There's a lot of talk about the Penrith local Jaden Juice Ojeda. So he, what would he be? He'd be about 20-something year old.
That's a sick name.
The Juice. So he's from out Penrith. He's about 20 years old and he's been doing a lot of Mercedes GT3 stuff. He's currently driving for Walkinshaw. I think he's going to be jumping in Ryan Wood's seat, like driving with Ryan Wood next weekend. Declan Fraser's supposed to be taking the other seat, which is Richie Stanaway's seat. So Jimmy Golding is supposed to be moving from Premier over to James Courtney's seat at Blanchard's.
Yeah, righto.
There's also talk of the Snowy River Caravans stepping away from supercars, which is disappointing. I've already tried to put my hooks in to get a good name in with a couple of salesmen there.
I think some of our mates have too.
Yeah, I know that. But yeah, I've had a good chat with one of my mates, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere because yeah,
We'll have to repaint the boat.
I don't give a shit. I'll change the name. So that's a little bit of supercars. I don't really, there's nothing else really going on. Lucky
Do you
Dog's
say you
podcast
think
went
Fraser's going to take Stanaway's seat?
Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Where do you think Stanaway's going to go?
I reckon Stanaway will probably go back to Triple Eight. Because the only reason he left Triple Eight was because he got a full-time seat.
Yep.
So I sort of tip him to go Triple Eight and Jamie Whincup probably step aside.
Yeah, okay.
Because, obviously at
so
the
it still won't be a full-time role?
No, he's not going to have a full-time role next year. I'd be very doubtful. He hasn't set the world on fire. That's why he hasn't been able to hold on to his seat.
Yep.
He's clearly a very good driver, but, he just hasn't been able to be consistent.
Yeah.
We'll jump across to NASCAR. That was over in Kansas Speedway. Chase Briscoe put it on pole. SVG qualified in 24th. He was actually like a lap down pretty early. He got screwed a little bit there. But during the race, John Hunter Nemechek, I'm sure everyone's seen the TikTok videos coming through, the reels or shorts or whatever they are. He's pushed Zane Smith into the wall, and Zane Smith just rid up straight up the side of the wall and just goes like all four wheels.
We should put that in the HSG group because it's pretty cool. It's like it's driving along the wall and just skidding its side on the ground.
And I was talking to you before. There's no sparks.
Nah, they must be made out of alloy or something. What else would you make it out of?
Well, I suggested carbon fibre, and you reckon there'd be carbon fibre?
Yeah, I reckon if you're grinding carbon fibre along the road, surely there'd be just fibre and shit everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would have expected to see a heap of sparks, so I'm guessing that there's a fair bit of alloy on the side of those things. Chase Elliott got the win, and SVG got his first oval top 10, which I reckon's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Was it a bit of a Bradbury thing with some crashes?
No, he worked his way through.
Yeah, right. That's good.
It was actually, like, a lot of people were actually pretty impressed with it. It's good to see. Like, he qualified top 10 last weekend, and he had a couple of stacks, and just went backwards. He went nowhere. Jump on to a bit of GT3 over at Nürburgring. Verstappen got a win in a Ferrari before Hamilton ever did.
A GT3 Ferrari. I did see a video of that lap. It's pretty impressive watching him drive past those cars. Like, those cars are a bit slower, and obviously they're not all in the same class. When you get into those GT races, there's lots of different classes on the track at the same time. But how cool is it watching how easy he drives past those cars?
He's just
and how much confidence he has in them that, like, he comes up to them that quick and just assumes that they've seen him and just up the inside. Where, like, you got to have trust in this guy, because if they don't see you, they're just going to turn in on you and try to make the apex as well, and all of a sudden you binned it.
Yeah, exactly right. It's just wild watching him drive. Obviously, a lot of the other GT3 cars would be going pretty good too, but I don't know. Maybe it just hits better when it's a Formula One driver jumping in one of those things. But man, they're not a shitbox.
No, there was a pretty fast section of the track there too, where he overtook someone and pretty much in the grass. There was probably
two wheels in the grass. Yeah,
there was probably a couple of tires still on the track, but it was pretty well in the grass. And most other people would bin that
in that exact section. We've seen stacks.
Yeah. But he just keeps us straight, still goes past old mate, and then slows her up, turns the next
cruising.
corner.
So he was racing alongside co-driver Chris Lulham. I haven't heard of him. Anyway, so a little bit of MotoGP going on this weekend, or last weekend.
Yeah, so I watched the Japanese Grand Prix, and Marc Marquez wrapped up his title. He didn't win, which was a bit of a shame. Makes the feeling probably a little bit shit for Pecco Bagnaia, who did win.
Yeah.
Like that, which was his teammate. He was obviously excited for Mark as well. But it's a bit hard to celebrate a win when your teammates out there celebrating the
world
world title. They're he's overcome a fair bit of stuff too. Like there'll probably be, I would bet, in years to come there'll be a movie about his career.
Pecco or
Marquez. The way, like he was on the Honda winning world championships. The Honda started to get slow, so he was overriding, and he had a big crash or a few big crashes. Come back a little bit too early. Massive operations on his shoulder. Go to the gym for a few years. I think he was out of racing for a bit over like 2,000 days.
That's a long time.
So and to come back and make your way back to the top. So it's the longest gap between world championships as well. So I think might be 5 or 6 years between this world championship and his last one, and that's the longest that anyone's ever missed it and come back. So
he's a beast.
Yeah, pretty impressive. The good thing about the weekend was Bagnaia's bike's back up to scratch. So they've done a few mods. I don't know exactly what they were, but I could see a bit on the rear of the bike. Like aero-wise was a little different. I heard they changed the seating and stuff as well. Forks.
Is that just for Pecco or for Marquez as well?
No, just for Pecco to try and get him like competitive on that bike. And he had a great weekend. I think he set like the fastest lap in practice, like lap record in practice. Put it on pole, won the sprint race, won the GP, had the fastest lap in the race. Yeah, done the whole lot. Yeah. Marquez ended up finished second, which is why he got the world championship. What's cool, I'll have to find you a photo and show you. I fucking love the trophy. The world championship trophy.
Yeah.
It's like, they call it the Tower of Champions. So when you win, you get this little, I don't know, I guess you call it like a little tile. And it's got your name and your bike and your team and all that sort of stuff engraved on it. And it just keeps slotting in. And so the very first winner is down on ground level, and then they keep
it.
Is
it this one?
Yeah, that's it. And they just keep clicking in and going round all the way up in a big
trophy.
spiral.
That would have been pretty dull sort of trophy, like first couple of years.
Yeah. But it's pretty cool to and it's like it looks like a checkered flag pretty much.
That's a slick.
So every second year, so there's a polished plaque, and then there's a satin plaque.
Yep.
So it makes it look like a checkered flag that's sort of wrapped around. But the best part is your trophy just keeps getting added to that tower. So, in 100 years, that tower is fucking massive.
Yeah, and you've also got
your
name still on that same trophy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I reckon some of our trophies would be cool like that. Instead of, how, like some of our trophies, I think they could look a little nicer. Because people get them and they take them home and they go get them engraved themselves. The engraving's not all the same. The badges are different. They're in different locations. When someone runs out of rim, they just slap it on there wherever the fuck they feel like it.
Wherever you can.
Yeah, and some of them just look a bit rough. But I reckon that's a mad idea.
No, I'll see if I can get a photo of that trophy, and if I can remember, I'll be putting it up on the
HSG group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like Marquez, like he broke a whole heap of records this year as well. I got a list here. I'll read through them. This is just this year, the records that he's broke. Most GP wins in a season in any class. Most consecutive GP wins in a season. Most sprint wins in a single season. Most consecutive sprint wins in a single season. Most consecutive wins on a Ducati. Most wins at different circuits. Most pole positions in a single season. Most podiums in a single season. Most fastest laps in a single season. Most points scored in a single season. Biggest points margin to P2 in MotoGP history. The oldest champion in the 4-stroke era. And the longest time between first and last championship titles, which is what I just mentioned before. And so he's already broke all of those records, and there's still like 5 races to go or something.
Still got more to go.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive, eh?
That's like you wouldn't think you'd hear that. Like MotoGP should be a fair bit more competitive.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Well, let me I'll run you through. So this is for this year. So I don't know whether this will change for 2026 or not. But I've got a little list here of what they're allowed to do and how it kind of works. And I reckon a lot of motorsports could adopt this way of doing things to try and make things more competitive. So they have rankings, right? A, B, C, and D, and the rankings are for the manufactured of the bikes. So not the teams, the actual manufacturer. So your Ducati, KTM, Aprilia, Honda, Yamaha,
And they come in levels.
Yeah, and they come in levels. So the way they break it down is rank A is 85% of the points over the season, or plus.
Yep.
So if Ducati's rank A from last year. So this is for this 2025. So I don't know what they'll be in 2026, but I guess it would be something kind of similar.
Yeah. So if they get that many points, and
So during the season, if you get more than 85% of the points, you're in rank A. If you get between 60 and 85%, you're in ranking B. If you're in ranking C, it's between 35 and 60%, and ranking D is less than 35% of the points. So at the start of this year, that was Ducati was in the 85%, and they had that much of the points that there was no one in ranking B. And ranking C was KTM and Aprilia, and ranking D was Honda and Yamaha. So for those rankings, right, it means lots of different things. So ranking A, you get 8 frozen engines to use for the season with no development to be done on them if you're in ranking A. Now, I don't know much about ranking B because they didn't talk about that because no one
had it, yeah.
So ranking C is the same, but ranking D, they get 10 engines. So they get 2 extra engines, and they get to use mods through the season. So they can...
Yeah, so Ducati can't really do much
stuff.
development over
No,
the year.
which is kind of the point. Like if your bike is smashing it, you don't get to change it. Let the lower people change stuff to catch you, and then when you start losing points, then you can start stepping up again.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, so it's not just that either. So when you get to wildcards, so ranking A, they get no wildcards for the season. So a wildcard's
no
like
extra bikes coming.
Yeah, so usually like if they come to Australia, this is just an example. They come to Australia. There's a local Australian guy that's riding pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
You can throw him on one of your bikes and give him a run at it against everyone else in the GP. But obviously Ducati in ranking A can't do that, and
because that gives them extra testing miles.
Yeah. So they get private testing only at 3 nominated circuits, with test riders only, and
not your race riders. Yeah,
and they only get 170 tyres to do it. KTM and Aprilia, which is ranking C and D are the same. So they get 6 wildcards for the season, and those wildcards are allowed to use development engines.
So that's where your development comes from.
So that helps that out a little bit. So ranking C gets the same amount of tyres as A. Sorry, no, they don't. They get the same private testing only, but only at the 3 circuits with test riders only, but they get 220 tyres to do it instead of 170.
Yeah, they can just keep on pumping new tyres.
Ranking D, they get test riders and factory MotoGP riders to test.
Yeah, copy.
At any circuit they like, but not within 14 days of a GP. And they also get 260 tyres to do it. So,
it brings up your lower level teams.
Yeah,
it's freaking good.
And rank A and rank C got 1 aero update for the season, and ranking D got 2. So all those specs, that just shows you like how they're trying to help the Honda and the Yamaha become competitive again.
Yeah,
in saying that too, like
it's good.
There's so many Ducatis in the field, it's pretty easy for them to get that kind of amount of points, which is why there's no one in rank B. And when I say that, because I said it's not just the teams, it's the manufacturer of the bike. So you can have like your own team. So let's just say you've got the factory Ducati team, and then Hayden Chesser wants to have Hayden Chesser's MotoGP team. He can go and buy whatever bikes he like. He can buy Yamaha, Honda, Aprilia, whatever. But there's a lot of those teams that have Ducatis.
That's the biker preferred.
Yeah,
choice.
Which is why it's up the front. But if you let all these other bikes do all this kind of development and stuff and start catching up, those teams will start to purchase your Hondas and your Yamahas and your
It'll
KTMs.
feed
And
feed
then
more into the
Ducati's
other
points
teams.
start to come down, their
Yep.
ones start to go up, and then, it creates an even playing field. I reckon that would be good for any kind of motorsport.
Like you think of
It makes sense,
supercars,
doesn't
like you think of, say, like Triple Eight can't do anywhere near as much testing or actually no testing.
Yeah.
And
There's
then,
no such thing as parity anymore, is there?
Well, that's right. Because
You get to work on your car and you don't.
yeah,
Yeah. I reckon
Shit.
that's awesome.
it's never even been mentioned. I've never heard of that system.
Yeah.
That's bloody awesome, and that's been pretty common. It's been going on for a while, or it's just
I'm going to assume so. I only read that for this season. Like I said, I don't know what that'll change for next season. Obviously, the points haven't been finished yet. But I just liked it and thought it was an idea, and I thought I'd bring it up and tell everybody.
yeah.
Everyone can tell us what you think. Send us a voice recording of what you think.
What you think should be happening? Obviously, with circuit back racing, we don't really go test that much, but
Nah, it's a bit hard for
it's
us.
a completely different system
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah,
but
professional kind of motorsport.
Yeah.
I think it's. I
we're
think
talking
it's
about the
awesome.
big stuff. The big stuff.
Anyway, that's me Moto GP.
Very good. All right, well,
What else you got?
staying on bikes, we'll jump across to Supercross. So I had a chat to little brother Brent last week on the way up to the cell test, and after the conversation, I just wanted to add a little bit of info from last weekend's SMX race. That's where we spoke about Ryan Deegan. Brian Deegan's son, what's his name? Hayden Deegan.
Yep.
I should know that name. Fucking hell, what a dickhead. So Hayden Deegan, he copped a fair bit of flack. He was riding pretty rough. What I didn't know was there was $500,000 on the line. So had Deegan knocked Shimoda off like he tried, and Shimoda had gotten sort of like behind, like fourth or worse, and Deegan had won,
Yep.
Deegan would have got $500,000.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what the thing was. Yeah.
That's why he was so desperate.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Still,
then-
you don't.
No,
fucking
you don't drive
try
like a
to
dickhead.
try to run someone off the track and ram them and shit.
That's just young bloke cold tires. Like it's just inexperience. Yeah, he's done a lot of riding. Like that would have been, if he'd done that, that would have been his third SMX championship.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I know we say like who else like went on in that position. We don't know who else would do that sort of thing. But also, I think driving like a dickhead will actually make you go backwards, which it actually did.
Yeah.
So, like, you try and knock him around, like, try to knock Shimoda around, like, he actually got knocked off and broke his collarbone.
Yeah. Yeah. Karma. What goes around comes around.
It definitely come back around on him. So, on to Motocross of Nations. After breaking his collarbone at SMX, Deegan successfully had some surgery on his collarbone. He's announced that he's feeling good and he's already back into training and riding. He's actually been confirmed to be riding for the American team in the Moto X of Nations. So in the Yanks, it is Chase Sexton in the MXGP class, Hayden Deegan in the MX2 class, and Eli Tomac in the Open class. And then for the Aussies, we've got Jet Lawrence in the MXGP class, Kyle Webster in the MX2 class, and Hunter Lawrence in the Open class.
We're going to smoke them.
I reckon they'll have no problems, especially having Jet and Hunter in there. That's number one and two.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an easy win for Australia.
I haven't heard of Kyle Webster. Have you heard of him before?
Nah, like I said, I don't get too much into the Supercross. I've only obviously heard of Jet and Hunter because they're everywhere
going
because
on
they're
about
doing
them.
so well. So, yeah.
Yeah, rightio.
Any other sport?
So that's it for sport. I've got a. We'll jump across to the questions.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
we got some.
Got a question in this week.
Oh, we got one.
Bloke I did an apprenticeship with. He's a good bloke. I see him at work a little bit. We'll see if this works.
G'day fellas, hope you're all well. Got a question for you. Historically speaking, why do you think there hasn't been much interest in a 8 litre plus or unlimited unblown class in circuit racing? I always thought that it would be a good stepping stone from 6 litre to blown. Let us know what you think. Cheers.
Ah, nice crack.
Sound check. Thanks, Jace. Thanks for that. That's actually our first question in from the new
Oh, that come in through the new...
through the new website.
Yeah, awesome.
So thank you very much, Jace. You're the first one. Well, that sort of calls into my statement a couple of weeks ago about how I reckon the 105 class, when they have to put capsules in, they'll end up going to the 8 litre. What 8 litre used to be was like unlimited unblown.
Yeah.
I sort of think that I reckon 105 will end up turning into unlimited unblown. Maybe for the first couple of years, maybe you'll see it stick into 105 because everyone sort of spent a heap of money on capsules and stuff like that. But once it gets the ball rolling, everyone's going to go, well, let's just go full on.
Yeah, I reckon it's sort of become not a big class because probably back in the day they didn't have too many performance parts for like your big blocks or your bigger cubed stuff. It was all sort of around the 6 litre stuff. Like you remember sprint cars used to be 360s and all that. So if you're getting beaten by a 6 litre with a 7.5, 8 litre engine, you just go, well, I might as well just build a 6 litre.
Well, yeah.
Or I'll go blown racing. Like back in the day, the blown racing, and still today, some of them are relatively simple engines, like stock cylinder heads.
In the blowers.
Not when I say stock, I mean like they're racing parts, but they're kept in stock. They're on a shelf at a performance place.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's a little different, I reckon. Where these days, you probably can buy some decent aftermarket parts for big blocks or, like your 410s, all that sort of stuff. The 105 class did get a fair few 410 sprint car engines in it.
Did,
so, yeah, maybe it might come good. It really depends whether they put cockpits in or they don't. They either got to put a cockpit in or slow down. And
a lot of people aren't going to want to slow down.
If they don't slow down, they've got to find at least 4 of them that want to go to each race meeting that are in that class. So some of the 105 boats still are only 6 litre, so they'll probably race 6 litre. And the ones that are a bit bigger than 6 litre, well, they don't really have an option if they can't get themselves all together and do it all together. So realistically, I'd say you'd want like at least 10 boats that were running and could compete in that class. So at any one time, you might get 4 or 5 at a race meeting. Because if there's only 4 running around, there's a lot of coordination that's got to go on to make sure you all go together. Everyone's got to be able to, get their time off work the same, have holidays the same, have the similar amounts of money that they can spend.
Yeah.
And no blow ups, anything like that. Because if there's only 4, as soon as one of them's had a blow up and they can't afford to fix it for 6 months, well, there's 6 months where no one's racing.
Out.
Yeah. So you need a fair few of them for it to be a thing. And if that's not going to happen, I reckon they just get rid of them. I think it was probably a class that never really probably took off. Back in the day, it was probably a thing when you just buy like stock things out of a car. You go and get your stock 454 out of some Chev truck or something like that and bang it in a boat and away you go racing. But then obviously performance parts start coming around and the smaller cubed engines are going quicker than you. Well, you just go, okay, well, I'll just go with them then.
Yeah.
I reckon that's probably what's happened.
But once if you don't want to go to 95 and you want to put a capsule in your boat, then is going to come. It's going to come the decision on if you keep the engine that you've already got and just let the shackles loose, or do you build a blown engine?
Yeah, well,
I reckon
the thing
a
there
few
would
more
be
will build blown engines.
I think you'd be right for 2 reasons. One, everybody likes a blown boat.
I certainly do.
So you go for it. And 2, there won't be a lot of racing, like I said, unless you can get everyone together. Because most of the blown racing these days is actually forced induction class. It's not unlimited. See, when it was unlimited, your smaller boats could step up because obviously they're under capacity. But once you've got forced induction displacement, you've got to have a blower or a turbo or nitrous.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see that as their only sort of option. Either go back to 6 litre, get a shitload of yours together so you can make your own class, or put a blower on it.
Yeah, especially with the blown class being such a big draw card at the moment with the NDC running around.
Yeah, and plenty of boats in it. Like, I don't know what some people like, but I like competition. So with plenty of blown boats running around, I'm really itching to get mine out there and have a go and see where I slot into the mix.
Oh, it's good fun. I didn't know where I was going to be. I still don't really know.
Yeah, we need to do a few race meetings and race against sort of everybody to see where you are in the mix. But then once you do that, then you can start improvements.
Well, yeah.
You
Like
need
once you're actually going, you can then and not working on the engine. Once you're spending heaps of time on the engine, that you can't develop the boat.
Yeah.
Once the engine's going and you're keeping up with everyone else, then you can start developing the boat. And when you do that, mate, the sky's the limit. There's so much more you can do in it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the 105 class keep going, but I just reckon it will just be a step. Like, there's a few different options that they've got.
They could all stay as 105
I would say
if they wanted to.
Once the rule comes in and everyone starts putting cells on, the 105 class will sort of last a little bit longer because everyone's already spent all their money on their cell.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be able to spend a heap more money upgrading. Or, if they let the shackles loose, then some people are going to have a heap of horsepower and some aren't going to have that much more. So it'll put a pretty decent... there won't be much close racing because you'll have some that have got shitloads and some that are set up to be wide open at 105.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's going to be, it'd be better if it stayed 105, but I just can't see it happening long term.
The 105 stuff, it was kicked off to try and keep people around,
but then it turned into a good.
And
class.
then it turned into a big deal. Everyone, building engines for it, all that sort of stuff, which is what's led to this now. You know what I mean? Them having cockpits. I was part of the APVA board when this was all sort of getting talked about, and we were trying not to make them have cockpits because we knew it was going to cause a bit of drama. Not really drama, but just make it difficult for some people to which way they're going to go and all the rest of it. And we tried to implement deflection bars or rollover bars or whatever you want to call them.
But then there's a fair bit involved in that. When you're told that you have to have it.
So this was the thing.
Engineered.
This was the thing. So we wanted to go down this road, so they didn't have to have cockpits. You just had to have a roll bar. My suggestion was, you don't need any rules for it. There's a rule in the rule book that says deflection bars are recommended. I think it was. Mm-hmm. And I said all we need to do is change that word from recommended to mandatory.
Enforced. Yeah.
And we don't need to put specs on it because that was what everyone's argument was. Oh, you need a bar here, you need a bar there, and people say no, you can't have that. You got to have them this way. It's got to be made out of this material. And as soon as you get an engineer involved to design you that roll bar, your boat weighs a ton.
Yes. Because
they're not going to sign anything off that's going to break to potentially hurt or kill someone. So there's it was never an option to get an engineer involved to do that. But if you just simply have it that they must be mandatory, the design of it is totally up to you. You can do it however you want. If you want to be a fucking knob and build it out of PVC pipe just because you've got to have one, then it's on you. We can't stop you from doing that because we don't actually have rules, but we're just saying you need a deflection bar. Now, most people would just build something.
Everyone.
And use
knob.
it. Yeah.
Just
how simple is that? And then they wouldn't have had to have cockpits.
Yeah.
But because we got so much pushback from them for that, we said, righto, you can have a cockpit then. Settled. Easy. That's an easy decision. We've got a set of rules for them. Bam. Off you go.
Yeah.
And a lot of people jumped up and down about it. And I can understand why. But if they weren't jumping up and down about a deflection bar, they wouldn't have had to do it.
So there was a lot of deflection bar arguments.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's wild. I wouldn't drive a boat. I wouldn't drive an open deck boat without one.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just that they didn't want the deflection bar. There were some people that didn't want one, but it was the fact that they couldn't agree on how it needed to be built.
Well, it's pretty easy. Pick up off 3 points of contact.
Well,
around
it doesn't
behind
even
the-
have to be 3 points.
behind the driver.
Just let people make it how they feel like it.
Yeah.
People like bars going forward past your body. People don't.
Mm-hmm.
People like them on the outside of your boat. People don't in case the boat runs over you and drags onto your leg and
Yeah.
chops you in there. But that should just be left totally up to you.
Mm-hmm.
You just need some kind of deflection bar.
Yep.
And if you want to make it out of tissue paper, good on you.
Yeah. It's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work, but you've got one in
It's
there.
your choice.
You've met the rule. You're an idiot. But it is what it is. So anyway, yeah. Hopefully that answers your question, Jason.
Yeah. Sorry about rambling on, Jace, but yeah.
That was the only one we got?
That's what happens. Yeah, no, that's all we've got this week. But
Okay.
hopefully, if Jace can do it, you guys can do it.
Don't bag him.
No, it's it was pretty
No,
easy.
it is pretty easy. If you want to do it, I don't know. Where is it? Is it pinned on the?
It's pinned on the top of the HSG page.
Yep.
And the group, and then I'm pretty sure it's in the page as well. But if you're listening to this on a podcast, you can actually have a look in your show notes,
And the link will be
the
there.
link is in there. All it is just it goes to a web page, and then it comes up High Speed Garage. You click start recording or whatever it is, and
Speak into your phone.
you speak into your phone. Like, you don't have to get a voice recording app or any bullshit like that. And as soon as you send it, like, you press the finish button or whatever it is, or you can re-record it. You got the option. You then just write your name and a return email address, send it, and it comes straight across through to us. We were here setting up for the podcast, and Jay sent it through, and we were able to get it straight away, put it straight on.
Simple as.
Easy.
All right, let's get into the next one. The
Garage
Garage
Slim
Slim
Down.
Down.
Step it up, slim it down. It's the Garage Slim Down.
The Garage Slim Down is brought to you by Chops Anodizing. We should get a bit of stuff and show what they can do on
Well,
our
all I'm going to
page
do
and
is
stuff.
show a couple of photos of my boat.
Yeah, they do heaps of, like, Chopper's got all the colours there. Like, some advertising shops you go to, they'll only do
you
your black
select your
or your
shit.
clear,
Yeah.
or, you know, if you want a purple or a gold or something like that, they want to take forever until they've got a full batch. But Chopper will get straight onto it, whatever
Chops does
colour
it
you
all
want.
small batch.
Yeah, he'll do whatever you want and get it done quick as.
And he's a good bloke.
Yeah,
'Cause he
go
helps
check
us.
out his page, like his Facebook page and all that sort of stuff. And he's it's just a little family business he runs himself with I'm sure his boys help him and his daughter. So yeah, jump on board.
Yeah, so are we going to jump on the scales, or are we going to wait
You know
till
what?
Joel gets back?
I've been thinking. I don't know. What do you reckon? I wasn't gonna because I thought, fuck Joel, he's getting away with not showing how
yeah,
fat he is.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna enjoy seeing Joel get on those scales after his China trip, because I reckon they're going to be going up. I can't see him being a good boy these next 2 weeks.
I think we might give it. Do you want to give it a miss, or do you want to tell the people what we got?
Oh,
We probably
I don't have a problem jumping on. I
Yeah, we
reckon-
probably should tell people what we got this week, just to keep them involved.
Right. Well, I'll jump on. I won't record it. I'll jump on, and you can.
All right. You
can,
tell us.
You can say where we are.
You tell us what we're up to. So, do you reckon you've gone up or down from last week?
I reckon I've gone down. I reckon I've lost a little bit. Probably not much. And I've eaten.
Let's see what we got. He's on.
She's gone up.
What is it?
98.2.
Oh,
So I've lost from last week, but I've put on since dinner.
yeah. Okay. All right. I'll go jump on, see what I got. I'm back in the double digits.
You reckon you're still back in the double digits?
Yeah.
What do we got?
97.6.
97 point. How? How on earth are you 97.6?
I told you I'm very good at this stuff.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
I am super competitive.
I'm starting to think that
I tried
everyone else
warning
is
yous.
right and he's cheating.
I'm definitely not cheating. I will admit the first way in, I did load. I ate a fuckload of KFC, drunk shitloads of water, held me shit in, didn't piss, just to get myself heavier. So that was
Actually-
probably the first big week. And then last week when I only lost a kilo, I thought, oh, that's a bit slow going. But I did have a bit of a rough week. And to be honest, I had a bit of a rough week this week too. I've been out for dinner sort of most of the week. So, yeah, I'm pretty surprised to be that low. I thought I might have been like maybe 99 or 98, but 97.6 is pretty good.
Yeah, well, I'm not happy. I've drunk a lot of water, so I'm not really setting myself up properly for doing a weigh-in as such.
So I'm lighter than you are now.
You are.
So that must mean I'm dead set winning.
I think you're winning because you've lost the most.
Well, it's got to be a percentage, so you could lose less than me and still be in front.
Well, we'll see. We'll see because
My aim is to be lighter than Joel by the end of it.
It all depends on the last week.
That's it.
Yeah, this is just progress shots.
Yep.
Yep.
Alrighty. Thanks, Chopper, for sponsoring the segment.
Thanks, Chops. I'll take this one because I sort of got a little bit of in trouble this week. So the HSG pit crew posts, but the group has been going well, but unfortunately this morning we got a community notes issue. I laughed. Don't get me wrong, I laughed, but Daddy Facebook unfortunately didn't.
I seen the issue, but I never seen the post. I just got the little notification saying that we've removed one of your things because it was a bit rough. Yeah. And I was like, I want to fucking see it now. What was it?
I'll give a description of it. It was quite funny. So it was one of the boys. I can't remember. I think it was Nathan.
It was something to do with the footy, wasn't it?
Yeah. The quote was "Go Bulldogs."
Broncos.
Go Broncos, sorry.
Broncos.
And it was a dude doing a nudie run up the street with his nads out. There's no arse. And Facebook didn't like it.
What's wrong with that?
I thought it was very funny.
It is. It's just funny. Some people are just prude.
So I approved it. 100% I approved it. But, yeah, Facebook certainly didn't. Maybe they didn't like your ass.
Yeah, maybe it was broken because it had a crack in it.
Yeah, so maybe no nudes, or you can be selectful on nudes. But yeah, Facebook didn't like that one.
All right.
Big thanks to everyone else for pumping it up.
Yep.
Anyone not on it? What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Get in there. Post lots of stuff. We'll, if there's something really, really funny, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it for ages.
Yep.
All right, let's get into meme of the week.
You got mine as well.
Yep, I'll play yours first. Here we go.
The people who don't have children, you have no idea how much it changes your life. Like, I've seen every episode of Peppa Pig. I fucking hate Peppa Pig. I can't tell you how much I hate it. I like George, but I can't fucking stand Peppa Pig, right? You know why I'll never go vegan? Because when I'm eating bacon, I think I'm eating that little cunt. And I fucking love it. You know that?
Have you seen the Peppa Pig jigsaw puzzle?
Yes, I have.
Diced bacon on the plate.
That's pretty funny. I also like bacon.
Oh.
It's very hard to not eat bacon when we're on this fucking diet.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't think bacon's actually that bad for you. As long as you don't eat the fatty bits, I don't think it's that bad. Anyway, I'm not eating it because I'm competitive and I'm winning.
We're competitive.
All right, I'll play mine right now.
500.
A man had 3 beautiful girlfriends but didn't know which one to marry as a test. He decided to give each woman $5,000 to see how they would spend it. The first girlfriend went out and got herself a complete makeover. She told him, "I spent the money so I could look pretty for you because I love you so much." The second went shopping and bought the man new golf clubs, an iPad, and an 80-inch flat screen television. She said, "I bought these gifts for you because I love you so much." The third woman took the $5,000 and invested it in the stock market, doubled her investment return, $5,000 to the man, and reinvest to the rest. She said, "I am investing the rest of the money for our future because I love you so much." The man thought long and hard about how each of his girlfriends had spent the money, and then he decided to marry the one with the biggest tits.
Why not?
Well, they were all pretty good options. Any one of them did the right thing, but so to make his choice a bit easier, you just chose that.
I like the investment strategy though. Give her money, she gives you the same money back, and then invests it.
Yeah,
Mate, that's smart. Not like me smart. I don't invest, and I should.
We invest in race bets.
Yeah, that dumb idea.
All right, that's it. Let's wrap it up for the week.
Yep.
All right, send your questions in if you've got them using the new link you'll find in the show notes or the top of the page, top of the Facebook page. You don't have to send a question in either. You can send anything. Just make a statement. Tell Hayden he's a fucking weirdo or something.
Tell us how wrong we are.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I don't give a shit.
Anyway, or you can do it the old school way with the email, thehighspeedgaragepodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to check out all the socials, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, like, share, subscribe, and rate on your podcast platform.
Perfect.
All right, that's it.
Send it out.
See you next week. Hope you like the show without Joel.
Yeah.
Let's make the ratings go up so he doesn't come back. See yous.
Have a good weekend.